My next step is to take a look at these audio tracks and make sure that they're all maximized as far as quality. And you know, there's a certain amount of things that you're just given, right? Maybe you weren't involved in the recording process and you can't necessarily go back and change any of that stuff. But what I'm looking at here is the clip gain on all of my audio tracks is relatively low. So I'm going to, without pushing it too much, go to individual clip gain here and just drive those up a little bit so we get a nice full sound from each thing. And I'm looking visually to make sure that I don't start clipping or anything like that. And this is going to, well, if I did this at any other time, it would really affect my mix. So I want to do this, and I'll play just a little bit of it.
It's time to let it go. It's time to let.
So I really wanted to make sure that I did this clip gain before I started to do any additional mixing, because if you go too far down that path and then you make a big change like clip gain later, it might drastically affect the decisions that you would have made while you were mixing. And it also brought out something. In this case, the observation as I was making is that there's a lot of like breathing and mouth noise coming from our vocalist in the quiet sections. You can kind of see those areas. And of course, if you wanted to look at those a little bit closer or just blow them up visually, you can use this area right here to like vertical zoom. That's not changing the loudness of any of this. That's actually just, you know, allowing us to see those little bumps in gain a little bit easier. So there's a couple ways that I could address this, but ultimately the adjusting clip gain at least made me more aware that that was an issue. So now you have to make a decision about whether or not you want to have like the natural sound of someone taking a deep breath before singing a phrase or something, you know, and maybe I don't know if there's necessarily an ethical dilemma there, but I hear recordings where sometimes those are left in and other times where those are removed. In this case, I think there's enough going on in these big areas of silence in particular that I'm going to want to go ahead and remove those things.